All right, I fueled up, just topped off my tank. 95 degrees and it feels every degree of it. I was gonna go inside, but you know what, the hell with it. Oh my God. I'm not waiting for you. We'll go this way and follow the freeway. There's some back roads going north, east. Now that we are in the afternoon session, the late afternoon session. Freightliner. Man. Yeah, just please give me the dot. There's my turn. All right. There's the turn. And my dot's nowhere close to where I'm at. All right. I'm gonna take this road for a while. What road am I turning up next? That one is definitely the one I want to turn on. What is the name of you? North Campbell Station Road. Okay. North Campbell Station Road to Hidden Valley Road. Fucking dump trucks. fresh eggs for sale. All right. Fire chief pump along that barn. Cool. Food City. Well, boy, howdy. Drive to see how that little Tennessee River, once I got out of the mountain there, once I got to, what was that, I don't know, and once I got to the main highway, that just became ugliness. I think what have we got going on here? Uh-oh. Road may flood. We have a flooded road. Oh, it's a one-lane bridge. Cool. All right. That made up for a lot. Damn. It is steamy out there. I gotta kick the air up a little. Howdy, Sheriff. hours of daylight. What time is sunset in Pikeville, Kentucky? 8:50. Let's go. Oh, Walgreens. Nah, I've stopped enough. I want to make some time. That was the town of Kearns. Kearns, Tennessee. So we are still northwest of Knoxville. I am outside. I said I'm west of 75 now, so now I am outside of the boundary that I wanted to be in, and I am in way too much traffic. So I really should have just chosen east of Knoxville. I should have just, yeah, yep. Well, that wrong will be righted in about 30 miles. Traffic I've had to deal with. Now I'm thinking I probably should have just jumped on the freeway for a minute and just gotten north of Knoxville on 75 and jumped off. But we're here. Actually, it's good to see, this, because I'll never be back. The amount of suburbia around miles around Knoxville is mind-boggling. I mean, I know a lot of people have moved here. A lot of people from Florida have bailed here. Trust me. College town like Tennessee had my attention. sakes. You're a local and you don't know where you're going? I have a map. I know where I'm going. Tennessee. And there is Powell High School. Go Panthers! Home of the Panthers. Weigels. Bojangles. I've seen one of those for a while. Look at the cool little, up on the left, the old town, along the tracks there. That's cool. Very cool. This way rather than getting on the main highway, following all that traffic, turning on another main highway, the improved 131. Had to wait through 2 stoplights. I think I'm finally out of it. I think we're back to our regularly scheduled 2-lane roads, I think. I hope. 100 degrees on my car. To say I'm a little perturbed at the moment at myself, but you know, for all the good decisions I made, you know, they can't all be good. That's why I try to avoid urban centers. Sometimes probably just better to just go straight through. The urban sprawl is real. I think I'd rather just go, you know, note to self, if I get in a situation like that, probably better to just dive right through town. Just deal with it. That was it wasn't, some of it was okay. I definitely stuck to 2-lane and back roads. Stuck to my guns. Some of them turned into stroads I wasn't aware of. It's 3:35 p.m. Hey, car, now I've got some breeze going. It says 98. Phone says 91. Thanks for riding along with me. Hope you enjoyed the earlier drive. Hope you're enjoying all the drives. Hope you're watching all of them. Subscribing, get notifications, do all that. I need subscribers. Knoxville is real. Holy crap. Allergic to traffic. Amazes me that people drive like a bat out of hell. But then when it comes to a stoplight, because they're, you know, they're looking at their phone, I get it, but it pisses me off. What is this town coming up? Gibbs. Probably used to be one of those little small towns. Now it's like suburban Knoxville paradise. Nicholas Gibbs. Another Walgreens. Gibbs High School. I see Eagles. Go Eagles. Finally, I think, save for one lone SUV, it's our way out in the country. I think we're back in the country. I think. doctor's appointment in Knoxville. In the next town, ma'am. That's coming up shortly. Which is Plainview, Tennessee. Let's all hope that Grandma gets home safely. Stop at Dollar General for something on the way home. Oh wait, might be turning. Yay! Grandma's turning. Well, look at that. Better. Took me long enough to get back to it. For Christ's sakes. Cantrell. large towns for on the length of my map screen for the next hour. A couple small towns. Much better. gaps through there. Unless you want to build a tunnel. Hey, Elon. He likes digging tunnels so much. How about a new tunnel through the Appalachians to replace 40? Just blow through one of those mountains. Old Texaco sign. Rocking chair between two F-150s. You want, Bubba? Okay. I thought you were going to go for it. I'm going further than both of you. Serendipitous. Bubba that was tailing me, the white car that was turning left, pulled into the same driveway. How about that? We got home at the same time, honey. Three slower pickups. Well, if there's a good time to be slow, that was a good time to do it. Howdy, Sheriff. Oh, look at that. But let's just slow down for a second and take a moment to enjoy that scenery. Nothing wrong with that at all. These are all local Bubbas, so I'm not worried. This is around the unincorporated, I think, town of Washburn, Tennessee. be residents of Washburn, Tennessee. I guess we're all going that way, huh? Yep. Well, there's a store in town. Washburn Fire Station, shout out. Alright, while I'm waiting in these kind of lines, oh, it looks like, is that a railroad yard? Looks like stadium lights. Whoa! Alright. The Bubba I've been following for quite some time bailed. Bet the other Bubba's bailing, yep. The other slow Bubba's bailing. Ah, he went to the Dollar General. Of course he did. Alright, pardon me while I open my Henry's Bakery and Deli cheese straws. Washburn School, home of the Pirates. Arr. Go Pirates. Hope you have a better winning tradition than the Pirates I work for. Okay. Boy, these are well sealed for my protection. Holy moly. Oh, they look like Cheez-Its. Now they are cheese straws. What the? Stop to ask the construction person directions. Oh, they're building a new bridge. Yeah, I can see why. Okay. Yeah, building a new bridge. They've got a consistency halfway between a cookie and a cracker. Not quite a Cheez-It. Like a crunchy cheese cookie. Got a little bite on the end of it. The cheese twang comes through towards the end. Fingers. Acuff Cemetery, all the way up on the hill. Wow. Probably a family plot, but there was a lot there. Generations of Acuffs. Wow. Up on top of the hill that was back to my left. Punch and Camp, unincorporated. Now this is nice. And I wouldn't have got here if I didn't do the western route, so that whatever road you take, it's never bad. Once you find these roads with little or no traffic, Kids Cemetery. Wow, they're just family plots. That is cool. Those are family plots that are up on top of the hills here. The generations of people that probably own these farms. looking up at them. That first one I saw, a lot of markers up there on top of the hill. Dozens. Some serious generations of family all laying together, decomposing, that many of them didn't know they lived 100 years before them. Or did they know them? Dun, dun, dun. These are getting better the more I get into them. The fact that they're probably homemade, made on the property there. I hope they are. Hope they don't farm them out now to a company. Slightest touch of heat. Not like it's got the cheese twang, but maybe a little red pepper. Just a dash. Or a dash of paprika in the spice mix. Not bad. Not bad. That's pretty. That's a nice view. Screenshot that. Tennessee Department of Transportation for not putting rumble strips in the center line. that S-curve. Chicane is a racing term for an S-curve. I don't think they use it anymore. It's 4:20. Happy 4:20, everybody. Almost every day I look at the clock at exactly 4:20. Junction US 25E. One of those rare north-south. Where did it go to? Yeah, that's probably the... I'd have had to take the 441, then I could have got up here. But... nope. But that's one of the few north-souths over that last. There you go, 441, and then this 25E over that. Probably would have had to come up to that, actually, from south of. If I'd gone south of Knoxville. That's that the large ridge. There's roads that cross it, but they look awful squiggly on the map. All would have been good to do, but there's some squiggly lines between here and yeah, the goal's Pikeville. What the hell? In eastern Kentucky. Not many. There's actually a couple in southeastern that got hit by tornadoes. Pretty bad. Spring. We gotta get into Kentucky first. To the end of 131 here, maybe about between 5 and 10 miles, I will sign off of this stream. I'll just make this 131 around, probably its own video. That whole thing around Knoxville and then joining this 131. That'll be interesting to block out, but I'm pretty sure I will cut off a stream here and then I'll start the last one for the day. Start the golden hour one. It is working out the way I wanted. I went primarily west in the morning, and I'm going primarily east in the afternoon. So y'all get the best light for these good views. That is interesting, having a family cemetery plot in your front yard. That's a little creepy. Now, that's a lot creepy. What if the family sells? Yeah, I'll buy that, but you got to dig all those people up and move them. What? They've been here for generations. Yeah, but they don't own it anymore. I do. They've owned this land since homesteading days in the 1700s. Yeah, I know. They fought the Indians on. Yeah, I know. Move them. It's my land now. we're north of that, you know. And not all of them. There's still a couple ranges to go over. Alright, where are we coming into? Treadway? Treadway, and then we're gonna 131. Oh, it doesn't. Wow. Okay, it becomes Church Valley Road. So it does. The road does go straight, but I wouldn't vouch for its quality. So I'll stick with the state highways. There's a local road that continues straight after the state highway ends. There was someone in the driveway here. Yeah, we're gonna build a new barn. Yeah, looks like they're gonna build it up there. Jeez. This point of the proceedings, I better stick to the state highways, because people and cell service are few and far between. Stop sign. Junction 31. Yep. And this road does continue straight, but again, it's not a state highway. So, take the road less traveled. Dollar General. And I'll see you for golden hour on the next video. Stop recording.